This is Support is Sexy, episode 87, with New Beginnings. Welcome to the Support is Sexy podcast. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, producer, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I talk to women entrepreneurs who share their journeys and the true stories of their wins and their lessons, and give you insight and inspiration to take your business and your life to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm so excited to have you here. You know, it just would not be the same without you. So today I am doing the podcast from outside. It's very different than when I was outside on the stoop in Brooklyn. Now I am out surrounded by trees and birds and all that good stuff down south in Atlanta. Officially made the move, and it's feeling good. And it's feeling like this phase that I am calling new beginnings. That's what I'm referring to this phase of life as, new beginnings. So I wanted to talk to you all today about this idea of going through new beginnings in your life, in your business, in your career, and ways of embracing it, because it can be kind of scary at times when you don't exactly know what's going to happen or the exact path that things are going to take in the journey, even if you have a plan. But it's a great phase to be in, new beginnings, if you choose to see it as a great phase, or at least that's what I think. So one of the things that's great, I believe, about the beauty of new beginnings is that you're trying something new, as it implies, and it's an opportunity to go outside of your comfort zone. And as we've talked about before, the magic exists outside of your comfort zone. When you play it safe and stay in the same thing that you've been doing for a long period of time, or because it's comfortable, or because nobody challenges you in that space, or because it's what you've already been doing for so long and you don't want to shake things up, that's when you're just going with the flow. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not something that's going to take you outside of your comfort zone. It's not something that's going to give you the opportunity for a new beginning or to try something new. And it's not something that's going to put you in a place to really challenge yourself, which is what I believe you have to do in order to grow. And if you're not growing, they say you're dying. So you always want to grow. Go outside of your comfort zone, try something new. This doesn't have to be something grand. It could be a lot of things. I won't even list the things. You decide what's something new that you can try in your life, your business, your career, your relationship. Maybe it's just a new approach to something, just to change things up and really put yourself on a path to discover something new about yourself or about that thing that you're doing. So that's one of the beautiful things about new beginnings. Another good thing about the new beginning, one of the things that I'm embracing, is this idea of being able to hit the refresh button. And I think of it as, you know, when you're on your computer and you hit the refresh button. So it's not that you're erasing everything, you're just refreshing the page, seeing what's new, seeing what's out there. It's sort of like number one of trying something new, going outside of your comfort zone. But in hitting the refresh button, it's sort of giving you a clean place and showing you what's new and letting you sort of step back and see the new opportunities that are out there. Again, when you're caught up doing the thing you've always done, or going down the path you've already been down, or even getting caught up in this idea that I've been doing such and such thing for so long, I've sunk a lot of money into it, this is the hole that I've been digging, so I got to keep digging. That idea is called the sunk cost fallacy, where you keep going just because it's the thing that you've been doing or the thing that you've invested in, even when you know it's not right for you. Maybe it's time to hit the refresh button, take a different look, see what's new out there, what other opportunities make sense for you, a new space you might want to go into. That's an opportunity to do that when you make that decision to even stop for a minute, hit the refresh button, take stock of what's there, and see a new direction that might be open and available to you. Another great thing about new beginnings is this idea that you take your talent, your skills, your experiences, your contacts, all of that, you take it with you. You know, I've talked to a lot of friends who are, as I mentioned, I have several friends who are going through different transitions in their lives. I guess maybe it's just the phase of life we're all in, but making changes and doing things a little bit differently. And one of the things some of us have forgotten and need to be reminded of is this idea that even if you change things up, even if you go into a totally different career and you've been doing whatever kind of career you currently have for a long time, you still take that experience with you. Now, again, it could be totally different, but it's not like you lose that past experience. Or say you were going to school, or you've gone to school and you're already practicing as an attorney, and now you want to be a yoga instructor. You don't lose the skills that you have as an attorney. You don't lose that experience. You don't lose that degree. You don't lose any of that. You still have that and you take that with you. Now, you might not apply it to your yoga practice, or you might. There might be a way that you can be in touch with, or in tune with, I should say, your students in a different way based on the kind of stress that they endure. I just talked to someone about a similar situation like that the other day. There's ways of applying that skill to your new practice or your new path, but you don't lose all of that. You take that with you as long as you commit to taking it with you. Don't forget about your past experiences, skills, especially any of the learnings that you have. Don't forget you bring that along with you, even when you're in the space of new beginnings. The other thing about new beginnings is you're tapping into your courage and doing something even if you're scared. You know, one of the quotes that I love from the many interviews that I've done, there are many wonderful quotes, but one that I do love and just have been mentioning and remembering lately is from Maya S. Penn, who is a 16-year-old entrepreneur. She's an author, she's a TED speaker, just a phenomenal young woman who I've been in touch with for many years. But I interviewed Maya recently, and one of the things that she said, actually it was a quote of herself that she posted online that I love, and she said, "Confidence is not being afraid to do it afraid." Confidence is not being afraid to do it afraid. I just love that. It's such a great reminder. And I think when you're looking into new beginnings, it doesn't mean you know exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't mean that you're fearless or not afraid. It means that you're tapping into your courage and deciding, you know what, I'm not sure about this. This is something I really want to embark on, but I'm going to do it afraid. Not that you're doing anything reckless or unsafe, but you can be afraid and decide to do it anyway. Because you know what? Being afraid probably means that you're going outside of your comfort zone. And the fear is actually probably not even real, or based on something real, I should say. The fear might be real, but it's probably not based on something real. So if you're afraid you're going to mess up, well, what harm can come to you of messing up? Or you're afraid you're going to fail, or you're afraid that, this new space, you've never done it before and you're not going to know exactly what to do. All of those are fears, but they're not based on anything that will actually harm you. It's just really fear of some kind of bruise to your ego, embarrassment, failure, and those kinds of things, which are real in your mind or made up in your mind and thought to be real. But confidence, when you decide to embrace that confidence, as Maya says, confidence is not being afraid to do it afraid. And I believe you get to tap into that part of yourself when you decide to embark on new beginnings. And another thing about new beginnings is that you have the opportunity to choose to be comfortable in the unknown. And by the unknown, I mean this space where you obviously don't know how it's going to turn out. That's with everything in life. But certainly when you're stepping away from something that's comfortable and trying something new, you get the opportunity in that time to choose to say, you know what? I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I don't know how I'm going to make this work. All of those things are really a space of unknowing, obviously, but it's a space of discomfort also. But it's also an opportunity, as I said, to really decide that this is something that I'm going to do in spite of the fact that I'm afraid, as we said, and in spite of the fact that I don't know exactly what's going to happen. A lot of times, again, I think a lot of us get stuck on this idea of doing the thing that we already know just because we're afraid of the things that we don't know, even though the things that we don't know are some of the things that excite us the most. They're things that we want to try, but we stay away from them because we don't want to be in that space of unknowing. We're fearing that space of not knowing exactly what's going to happen. Or I will say I've had my own experiences with this and I've had to check myself on it. What's more frightening to some of us is this idea of not having the answers for ourselves or for other people. So I'll use myself as an example. When I talk about this move that I just did from New York to Atlanta, people ask me, how long are you planning to stay? What are you going to do while you're down here? Are you planning to get a place? So many questions, valid questions, or curious questions, I should say, valid or not. But I don't have all the answers. First of all, it's only been 2 days. But even still, before I came, I didn't have all the answers. Now that I'm here, I don't have all the answers. And that's okay. What I do have the answers to, I want to be here to spend time with my family. I am going to be here focusing on building my online business, which is a business that I want to be location independent. That's the whole idea, so I can do it from anywhere. I'm really pushing myself to do it from anywhere by doing it from down here where I don't have the same contacts as in New York and etc. But it's an online business. I should be able to do it anywhere. That is something that I do know. So you tap into the things that you do know, or the plans or the commitments or the goals that you do have. And then the other things, while you do think about them, or I'll speak for myself, I do think about them. And of course, what am I going to do? How long am I going to be here? How am I going to make this work? Where am I going to live long term? What part of the city do I even want to be in? All of those things, of course, are going through my mind, but that's not my worry right now. That's not my focus, and I'm okay with not knowing the answers. Have a plan, have some idea of what you want to do, have some clear goals that you do want to achieve or things that you want to stick to. I think you do have to step into new beginnings with some level of discipline of how you want to move forward, but be open to things that might show up. I don't know, some surprises might show up that'll take me on a different path as far as how I'm going to make things happen. As we always say, you have to let go of the how because you just don't know how it's going to happen. So I'm excited about seeing what's in store, and I'm okay with saying the answer to people. I don't know exactly. I'm not sure. I'm being open to it. And to them, it might sound vague, and maybe it is vague, but I don't have that answer, and I don't have to have that answer. So I say that for you to remember when you're in this space of new beginnings. The thing about a beginning is you don't know the middle of the story. You don't know the end most times, unless you're a writer who writes the middle and the end, which some writers do before they do the beginning. Otherwise, though, in life, I say, you don't know the end. You don't know the middle. Have an idea of what you want to set out to do, bravely embark on this new beginning, and be open for what shows up for you. Because, also when we're rigid about what we think is going to show up or what we think is supposed to show up, we block out other opportunities that might be there. Or even if not block out, we may just completely miss them because we're not open and aware and able to receive those things. So get comfortable in that unknown. Get comfortable outside of your comfort zone. Keep moving forward towards whatever dream or goal you have in mind after you've made this move, this decision, this idea for this new beginning. Be comfortable in those spaces, have a goal, have a plan, but embrace the beauty of a new beginning. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm excited to share that journey with you all. So thank you all, as always, so much for listening. I truly appreciate you. For other episodes, go to supportissexypodcast.com. You can see them all there. You can also go to the top of the page and hit subscribe, and then you can subscribe to the email list so you can find out all the new things that we have coming up. Another offer there is the free resources button, where I have a training on how to make brave decisions, completely free. Sign up for that, and it'll be in your inbox in no time. I truly appreciate you guys listening again. We have some great interviews coming up for you. Now that I'm settled, I have a fantastic group of women scheduled to be on the podcast, so I know you're going to love those interviews. All kinds of industries, all different stages of their businesses. It's going to be fantastic. So thank you so much for sticking with me and listening to me through these solo episodes, which have been very fun and actually cathartic, if I can use that word, for me to do them and share the journey with you all. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being in touch with me. You can reach out, Elayne at elaynefluker.com, to get in touch with me. And I just encourage you to keep moving forward towards your dream, embracing the new beginnings, keeping me posted along the way if you'd like to. Also, make sure you have support as you go into these new beginnings and move forward with confidence, even if you're afraid. All right, so thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon. But for now, you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy. Take care.